Howdy, everybody. Yep, I'm still here. I know things have been a little bit quiet on the channel this week. I was working on my final project for school and trying not to lose my mind. So that took a lot of my focus, but here I am to recap what happened in Congress this week. Um, I'm still kind of figuring out the format and how exactly I want to do these things. So just bear with me. I'm still just working out what works best for me and what I think will work best for you. Today, we are breaking down the most frequently discussed topics in Congress, the major bills on the floor, and the key debate points between the parties, and the statements from our representatives that need a serious fact check. Let's get into it. The most frequently discussed topic this week was the President's State of the Union address and the overall health of the U.S. economy. Republicans and the President painted a picture of a booming economy, highlighting the working families' tax cuts and the Great Big Beautiful Bill, which eliminated taxes on tips and overtime. And they argued that these policies are leaving more money in the pockets of everyday Americans. Democrats called the speech a state of delusion. They pointed to the rising costs of daily necessities, noting that ground beef is up 11% and coffee is up over 14%. They heavily blamed the president's new trade tariffs, arguing that these taxes are costing the average family over $1,700 a year. And let's look at our first fact check for the week. During the address, the president claimed the administration is adding new manufacturing jobs. And Democratic leaders stated the U.S. has actually lost over 100,000 manufacturing jobs in the past year. Data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics confirms the Democratic claim. Revised numbers show that the manufacturing industry lost an estimated 103,000 jobs between January 2025 and January 2026. In the House, the major legislative action this week focused on home appliances and building codes, specifically the Home Appliance Protection and Affordability Act and the Homeowner Energy Freedom. These bills would repeal parts of the Inflation Reduction Act. Specifically, they cut a $4.5 billion rebate program that helps low and moderate income families buy electric appliances, and they restrict the Department of Energy from setting new efficiency standards. The GOP argues that the green energy mandates take away consumer choice, force expensive electric appliances on homeowners, and make building new homes too costly. Democrats argue that cutting these rebates will hurt working families who rely on them to upgrade old appliances and lower their monthly utility bills, which have been rising. Republicans claimed that the new green energy building codes add $31,000 to the cost of a new single family home. Democrats pointed out this number comes from a localized estimate in Kansas City that included expensive construction upgrades like double wall construction that the federal energy codes do not actually require. The next up is the ongoing debate over the Department of Homeland Security and immigration enforcement. Republicans are demanding full funding for ICE and border security. They are highlighting angel families who have lost loved ones to crimes committed by illegal immigrants and argue the government's top duty is to protect citizens from cartel violence and crime. Democrats are refusing to fund ICE until major reforms are made. They argue that ICE agents have been operating out of control, citing instances of masked agents and unmarked cars detaining U.S. citizens without warrants, and demanding that agents wear body cameras and identify themselves. Over in the Senate, Democrats held a press conference accusing the Department of Justice of a massive cover up regarding the Jeffrey Epstein files. Congress passed a law requiring the release of these records, but lawmakers claim the DOJ is illegally withholding millions of pages, including documents detailing allegations against high profile political figures, while failing to redact the names of victims. Finally, the Senate Health Committee held a confirmation hearing for Dr. Casey Means, the nominee for U.S. Surgeon General. Republicans praised her focus on fixing the root causes of chronic disease and improving the food supply. Democrats grilled her on potential conflicts of interest regarding her past promotion of expensive wellness supplements. During the hearing, lawmakers debated recent claims made by HHS Secretary RFK Jr., who stated there is no evidence the flu vaccine prevents serious disease or death in children. This is just false. Regardless of whether you believe that vaccines are beneficial or not, there is evidence that shows that they are, and just as there is also evidence that shows that there are not. And this is just not true. Nominee Dr. Casey Means claimed that hormonal birth control carries horrifying health risks, specifically citing blood clots and strokes. Dr. Means is highlighting a real but rare risk while omitting the broader safety context and health benefits. Combined oral contraceptives do carry an elevated risk of cardiovascular issues, including venous thromboembolism and arterial thrombosis. However, medical consensus notes that absolute risk of these events remains low for healthy women. Furthermore, oral contraceptives provide significant long-term protective health benefits, including a 30% to 50% decreased risk of developing ovarian and endometrial cancers. And that is your weekly recap of what went down in Washington. Let me know in the comments below which of these issues you think Congress needs to focus on the most. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. Peace.